Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I want to share with you how to make a dried flower wreath. And you know, I love making these kind of wreaths any time of the season, but especially in the dead of winter. Here we are mid-January going into February, and as you can see around me, everything just looks brown. And so it's so wonderful to enjoy some color that's from the garden inside the home. And this is really a quick and easy project to create. So let's go inside and I'll show you how to make it. So what we need for this project is an 18-inch grapevine wreath, 24 gauge floral wire, some snips or pruners, and then we're going to basically make mini bouquets in order to make this wreath. So I went ahead and prepped these bouquets ahead of time. And what I'm using is just what I had on hand. Some white pine, some pieces from an old Christmas tree I got from the side of the road, some larkspur, some love and a mist pods, and some quist purple gomphrena. But as I said, use whatever you want and whatever you have on hand. And then you could use a ribbon, but what I'm going to do is use this number plate from my grandma's house. She was 4996 Northlawn. So we're going to start by turning the grapevine wreath over and putting the floral wire around the wreath and securing it very, very well. You can see I'm really just twisting the wire on and around itself, and then I'm going to tuck it back into the grapevine wreath. So now we can turn it back over and get started. So we'll take our first bundle, and basically what you're doing is just laying the bundles to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and then just wiring them as you go along. So you place the bundle facing to the right, and then wrap the wire around that bundle 3 times. You could do even more than 3 if you like, but always do at least 3, and then pull very, very tightly. Now you'll take your next bundle and take it to the other side. So in this case, it's here to my left. Once again, wrap the wire around 3 times, pulling snugly after each addition. Here's another angle, so I'm hoping you can see how that wire is working a little bit easier. But guys, if you have never made a homemade wreath before, whether that be a Christmas wreath or a dried flower wreath, it's really easy. Don't be intimidated. I hear a lot of people say they're intimidated to make their own wreaths. It's really not hard. And you're basically just, wiring that floral wire on initially, and then you don't cut it again until the end. And you just work to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. That's all there is to it. Another great thing too is after we're done wiring this, I'm going to be gluing in a couple more ingredients, but also don't feel any shame in pulling out the glue gun for any reason. The glue gun is there to help us, right? I don't know what I would do without my glue gun. So I'm pretty much coming to the end of the wreath now because I want to make an asymmetrical wreath. And so I still have my wire, but now I cut a very long length of wire, and I'm going to be attempting to wire this number plate onto the wreath. But probably most of you will be using ribbon, so just cut the wire, wind it around the wreath a few times, and secure it snugly into the back, and then use whatever kind of decoration you want. So this number plate was giving me a little bit of trouble, but I eventually got it to stay put and be secure. So now I broke out my glue gun, because what's a girl to do without her glue gun? And I glued on lots of beautiful straw flowers that I have grown. And I tried to do almost as if the bouquet of straw flowers was blooming from the bottom up. So I did a lot more straw flowers towards the base, and then as it goes up to the top of the wreath, I do a little bit less. So there it is all done. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed seeing this wreath come together. It really is such a joy to work with flowers that you grew during the summer and that you dried. And I also wanted to make this video during this time of year because probably a lot of us are still seed shopping and thinking about what we're going to be growing in our gardens next year. And you know, why not grow some everlasting flowers? You know, I've always loved dried flowers. I liked them when they were out of style, and now, thank goodness, they seem to be in style. But you know, adding these things into the garden, strawflower, gomphrena, celosia, amaranth, yarrow, larkspur, love and a mist pods. There are so many things that you can grow and enjoy, not only fresh out there in the garden and fresh in an arrangement, but you can dry them and enjoy them through the winter season. I think we need that. We need the garden still in the dead of winter. And you know, don't worry if this year you don't have any dried flowers to work with. Just go outside, look around your garden, you know, keep your eyes open and get that creativity going. Just the other week, I made an arrangement that was totally foraged from the garden. And it had rows of Sharon pods, it had rose hips, abelia, blue star juniper, even like daylily seed pods. And they all were so beautiful in their own way. And they dry good also. So you could use those type of ingredients on this wreath as well. And another thing, if you wanted to make this wreath totally compostable, you could certainly do that. Just don't use floral wire and use raffia instead. And then at the end of the season or whenever you're ready to get rid of the wreath, you can just toss the whole thing in the compost pile. So guys, once again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. It's always a joy to share projects with you and to learn about what are you doing in the garden and what are you doing with dried flowers. I love hearing about what people do with dried flowers. So have a great day. Bye.